The one profession that touches every human, no matter their race, their circumstances, everyone goes to school. No matter if it's a charter school, a private school, or a public school. We depend on quality teachers. I am a teacher. We are teachers.
The person upon whose capable shoulders rests the responsibility for education is that unsung hero, the teacher.
Okay, so I am a third-generation teacher who works with students with disabilities, and I couldn't imagine doing anything else right now with my life. And I support myself on my teacher's salary, and I have had to have 2 other part-time jobs so that I can pay for my living expenses.
We work very, very hard to make sure that your children get the education that they deserve, the education that they need. We educate all children here at Lacy because we believe that they are all capable of learning and doing well. What's happening recently is the fact that so many of the programs have been cut, so many of the pieces of funding that we always relied on are being cut. And this is unjust and unfair to your child's education. We know that this is going to impact the way that we educate children, not only at Lacy, but all across the state.
You should talk to a teacher today. You'll find out that many of them work 2, sometimes 3 jobs just to barely get by. You'll hear about how they have hopes and dreams for their own futures. Maybe it's marriage, maybe it's kids, retirement. But you'll also hear how they fear those things might not be very realistic.
I'll start over.
Go for it.
I've been a teacher for 11 years. I started in Maryland without a master's degree and moved my family to North Carolina. Since then, I've been teaching for a total of 11 years with a master's degree, and I make less money now. As a new father to a 5-month-old daughter, I'm concerned that I'm not going to be able to continue to raise a family with the wages that I currently make. I wonder how I'll explain this to my daughter someday and explain that Dad no longer does what he loves because the money was taken away.
Personally, one of the most difficult things for me has been watching my daughter, a first-year teacher, having to face the hard, cold reality of teaching. She, as well as most of my colleagues, work a 9 to 10 hour day. Then she comes home to another 2 to 3 hours of work, and she spends the majority of her weekends doing the same. She's questioning her decision to become a teacher, something she's wanted to do her entire life. And as she said to me recently, "Mom, this is no way to live." This is happening throughout our state. Teachers, especially young teachers, are leaving the profession at alarming rates, some for a new profession, and some simply to cross state lines where they can make between $5,000 and $10,000 more a year. The teaching profession, the profession that I love, is dying a slow, painful death in North Carolina, and very few people seem to care.
It's hard to see myself here, and 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Gets even harder if you're talking about 10, 15 years. And I want to teach for another 20 years. And unless things change, I will not be doing that in North Carolina.
It takes 15 years for a teacher in North Carolina to reach $40,000 a year. 15 years. I recently learned that 15% of the state's teachers make less than $33,000 a year. We are teachers.
are teachers. They work at home and at school because it's about the teaching. It's about the children. It's about teaching children how to dig deeper, think for themselves, stand up for themselves, and how to work together for a greater good.
Are teachers frustrated? Of course. Does there need to be a change? Yes. Are teachers going to give up? Never.
What keeps me coming back each day is the children. His teachers continue to do what's right and do their best job as a teacher, even though every day it gets harder and harder and harder. But we come back for the children.
I said right now I'm staying because I still love it. Maybe because I am new and I haven't dealt with all the things the 30 years plus teachers have dealt with. But it's a possibility.
We are growing and struggling and learning, and there are lots of things at play. But the steady force will be a caring, loving teacher who really does come to work every day thinking, this is my calling in life, to create healthy citizens, not only of this country, but of the world.
With so much negativity around education today, there are still so many positives to celebrate. And the celebrations are what bring us back each and every day, year after year. Just the other day, my principal shared with our staff the great news that Lacy Elementary School is the 8th highest performing elementary school in the Wake County School District for student growth in reading, and that all of our teachers met or exceeded growth expectations for the 2012-2013 school year. We still work hard every day for our students who deserve nothing less. All we ask is to be respected and appreciated. So say it with me. We are teachers. We are Lacy Strong.
I will teach the children how to behave, how to treat others with kindness, and how to love learning. I will clean tables, apply Band-Aid, wipe away tears, and celebrate lost teeth and birthdays and learning to read. I will encourage kids, inspire kids, and love kids because I am a teacher.
Awesome.
And I want to be able to pay my mortgage.
Yeah.